Alright people, I cleaned my room for this video, so at least give it a big thumbs up. I don't know, Mandela Effect.
Yeah. I'm AI with the designs direct.
What's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know I've been gone for a while, but I mean, who cares why? Let's be happy that I have a new video this week. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about conspiracy theories. A very quick disclaimer, I am not telling anyone to believe it. I have not done any research on them, which is probably why you should just exit out this video. I've been watching a couple of Shane's videos. I will link some of them down below so you guys can check them out for yourself because he does have like evidence. These are just a couple of theories that actually messed me up. I couldn't sleep for a couple of days, but now I'm good and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit more about them. With that being said, let's get started. First, I want to talk about the Mandela Effect. If you don't know what it is, basically it's like everyone has this like title or something in their head. It's always been that way, and now if you Google it or if you try to find it, it's like it never happened or it never was the way you always had it in your head. For example, Chick-fil-A, I remember it being spelled like this. I remember asking myself, why is chick like misspelled? Whatever, I got over it. I didn't really pay attention to it. And now, if you Google it or just everywhere, Chick-fil-A is actually spelled correctly. Like that just creeps me out so much. It's like, the second one is Febreeze. Now, I don't know if you guys remember like commercials or even owning a product from Febreeze. It had 2 E's. Well, did it? Did it really? Because now, if you Google it, if you own a product, I actually own a lot of their stuff because I love Febreeze. And it's like that didn't happen. It's always been 1 E. What? Who is doing this? Like, it's literally blowing my mind. Now, this next one really messed me up. You don't mess with childhood. Everyone remembers saying mirror, mirror on the wall, right? And actually, there's someone out there that has a video of themselves recording like an actual book, like copyrighted in 1973, I believe, and it says mirror, mirror on the wall. But if you play the movie right now, it says magic mirror on the wall. Another example of the Mandela Effect is Sex and the City. I always remember watching my sister watch that show, and it always stuck in my head, Sex in the City. And it makes sense, like there's sex happening inside the city. I don't even know what that show is about, never watched it, but I do remember very clearly that it said Sex in the City. If you look it up or if you're watching it currently, it's actually Sex and the City. There's actually someone out there on YouTube. I'm guessing they were a big fan of that show at the time because they had like a set, like, you know, those perfume, lotion, like all that stuff in one set. Well, this person had a set of Sex in the City and all the packaging says Sex in the City. It's proof that someone went back in time and changed those labels, which makes us think like, oh, it's always been like that. But it hasn't. So with that whole Mandela Effect, I stand by it, and I also stand by time traveling. Let's say right now I could be like, oh, time travel will actually happen in 1,000 years. Well, think about it. What if someone is out there right now, 1,000 years ahead of us, but is actually traveling back to us, and it's in this generation, but they're just time traveling? Next couple theories are, of course, they sound a little crazy, and again, I'm not telling you to believe anything. So there's a theory that Hillary Clinton is sick. She's old. Maybe sometimes she just can't like be everywhere at any time. There's actually evidence of when she was going into a vehicle and she passed out. And then later on that day, she's found completely fine outside of Chelsea Clinton's apartment. If you put the pictures side by side, it does not look like her. Like, yes, they look similar, but you just can tell that it's not the same person. She has a clone, and if it's not a clone exactly, it's like a second body person type thing, and that's scary because that's our next president. Oh, if you're wondering, this is paint. I painted my garage yesterday, so I'm sorry. So the next theory is actually about the Simpsons show. I don't know if I said that right. So this show is said that it tends to tell the future, They predicted 9/11, and they also predicted that Trump was gonna run for president. People just say that, oh, it's a show that predicts the future. This next one, I thought it was pretty cool. So we all know who Walt Disney is. He was actually suffering from cancer, and when he was dealing with it, the doctor had told him, you know what, like, maybe we'll have a cure for cancer, just not right now. We don't have the technology, but maybe in like 30, 40 years from now, we will. So Walt Disney, he's thinking, I need to live. Like, I need to live. I need to be Walt Disney. So he thinks about freezing his body so that when those 40 years pass by, then defrost, and then he can cure his cancer. So there's a myth that right now Walt Disney is frozen somewhere in the theme park, and I don't know, I think that's kind of creepy. I am going to Disney in January, I think, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. Also, another thing that was gonna happen, or that Walt Disney had in mind, was to build Disney under a bubble so that he could control the temperature and things like that, and I thought that was pretty cool, but he couldn't do that because he passed away. So there's another theory that Selena Gomez is a lesbian. She was with Justin Bieber for the longest time. Yes, I know, I agree, I saw it happen, but there's a theory that it was just for publicity. They just like got together for the money. They would hide her lesbianity. That's not a word. And she would make songs about Justin, and Justin would make songs about Selena, just for more publicity, which also explains why Demi and Selena were like this, and then all of a sudden got in an argument, which is also known as a breakup. And now Demi Lovato hates Selena. I wonder why. Another crazy theory that I found was that Lindsay Lohan actually had a twin sister, which is Parent Trap. They have been telling us it was all Lindsay. Think about it. Did they really have that technology to incredibly get that synchronized? There's a theory that she actually had her sister, and her name was, I believe, Kelsey. She shot the entire movie, and then she died after. They just try to cover it up as like, oh no, Lindsay did both parts. But if you think about it, maybe that's why Lindsay Lohan went crazy and into drugs, because she had to deal with the fact that her sister died, and she just had to like shut her mouth about it. I mean, I would be going nuts if my sister passed away and I had to keep quiet about it. Disney wouldn't let go of that movie that fast because it was a good movie. Now this last theory, it's actually really cool. It's a little creepy. Most of us grew up with Mario Bros. So the theory is it's all a play. Explains why each like game opens up with curtains and closes up with curtains. Explains why Mario, Luigi, Peach, they all have different costumes along the way of the actual game. Also explains why sometimes Mario and Luigi will be like enemies, sometimes they're best friends. Bowser and Mario, like they're just playing different roles. Each level is also called an episode. Very quickly, my friend Irissa was the one that got me into these conspiracy theories. At first I was like, no, that is stupid. But then I started watching more and more videos and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just thought I'd make a video to just share them with you to kind of get them out of my system because I haven't been able to sleep. So I thought maybe if I talked to a camera about them, I would be like a little more calm with myself. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
If you feel you're sinking, I will jump right